Hey, everybody.
Hello. How's it going, y'all?
It's going good.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Everybody in the chat, how you doing?
Hello, chat.
Hi.
Joel, Brian.
Welcome to a
Us.
special episode of the Nice Niche Snobs. We got Austin here in the hot seat right now.
It's very hot over here.
It's very warm over there.
We already know where you belong today.
Uh-oh.
He's already.
We'll see. We'll see if it's warranted or not.
So, start off with as usual. Joel made it in the house first before everybody else, of course.
Joel.
Wearing the new room 1015 Wasabi Club. Funny enough, that's one of the things I talked to Mr. Saga about just before we came in was, did you watch that whole thing about what Open Lip said about this fragrance? He did not.
His
hot seats.
Yeah, his perception of the wasabi part about it, I think, is where he had most of the problems with it. Where he talked about that he thought that there could have better way of developing kind of a spicy kind of wasabi-like composition. I forgot what other fragrance he referenced that has a notable wasabi note that he said he preferred the way that they did that. But to be honest with you, Room 1015, I think as a house is not necessarily one that he's going to resonate with, because a lot of what Room 1015 is like amberwood in the base kind of. They're supposed to be loud and fun fragrances. That's kind of their deal, it seems, between Wave Child and Cherry Punk. And
This seems to be a house that Joel likes, so he has quite a few.
Joel's the one. That bottle of Wave Child will get here. I finally have a tracking number, so Joel's the main reason why
You influenced us, Joel.
Yeah, like I think I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then he's like, yeah, it's this. He kept referencing it, and I was like, oh my god.
I think that when I went to Scent Explorer last year and smelled like the whole line, the one that they just had out was Love-O-Matic. And it's very interesting where it was, the story is basically two people who meet in a laundromat and fall in love, basically. And the opening is supposed to be them kissing for the first time. So you get like this, somebody was chewing bubble gum because you get this like bubblegum accord in the beginning. And then it kind of, as it dries down, it just kind of turns into like clean linen kind of smell, like freshly cleaned laundry. And it literally did that, but it was just like, I don't know if I want to smell like this, but this
what
is
a weird story.
Yeah, that one, I believe it's Purple Mantra, and I'm interested in trying. And Sonic Flower, I've also heard good things about that one. So there's a few more from the house that I'm kind of intrigued by, and I think that their price per milliliter is actually rather fair for niche. So
yeah.
That's always a good thing too.
How much are they?
I paid like $100 for a 50 ml from a discounter.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
$90 about for the 50 ml. So, and usually they're around that kind of pricing.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
I would say, that's a very fitting price tag for the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we get Zernal Gilly paying $130 for a 30 ml. Yeah. For some people, they would think about that as being a little bit too much, but I think the quality that you're getting is worth what you're paying for. And then especially if you get it from a slightly lesser amount with a certain code that we will not be discussing. Going up here, we got Brian wearing Xerjoff's Renaissance. I wore that last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. So, yep, working outside.
That sounds nice after the pool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was sending me a picture of working outside. I said, it looks like a nice day. He was cleaning up around his fence or something.
See Joel talking about the smell too strong. We're kind of hiding behind the things these things are so huge. Let's see if we're gonna shrink them down a little bit. If someone wants to read the comment as I try to figure that out,
Can you put it to the top?
I'm going to see if I can do that.
Starting to talk like a niche snob.
As long as you're nice about it.
Yes. I think he's always been one.
Oh, why? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Everyone just sit up a little
Just a little bit.
bit. Crane your neck a little bit.
Ooh. I'll keep figuring out as we're going through here.
Learn as we go.
See, you got Steve Shaw next way. No, it's not. It's not going to be Joel in the live stream. I did change it around so that way it wouldn't give people false advertising on my possible guest. I did ask him though. I did ask him what he was doing on Friday to see. Maybe I could just go ahead and make it a Joel stream, but so has to work. He has to guard that desk out there, keeping those governmental secrets. Let's see. Complain about the performance. Oh, they're talking about Virgin Island water.
Virgin Island water.
Yeah, I really think that's the thing. I've heard this comment a lot about how people say it doesn't last very long. But I also think people just overspray it and spray it too much in the front of their body and just go nose blind to it. So, yeah, of course you're gonna lose it.
I don't think it's that strong, like remarkably strong compared to a lot of things, but it doesn't need to be. But I do agree. Yeah, if you just spray it 12 times or something stupid with the Creed atomizers, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, Solo?
Solo. I wonder if can I change this stuff on the fly too? I wonder.
Probably.
Position.
Anything's possible when you pay for it.
Yeah, that's right.
it gives you so many more options.
Yeah.
Paywalls.
Yeah. Paywalls. Look at that. Watch. Bam. We're a little higher.
Wow.
Wow.
See, now we're doing better.
Wow. Look at that.
Now Joel. It looks like Joel's on the couch.
Intermittent technology.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Joel.
Victory.
Profuma Marumba.
Not familiar with that
In
one.
it right now.
I still have this box next to me.
That's the one I sent you from
Orangea, yeah.
Let's see. I don't think I know Victory.
I'm not familiar with it. Victrix.
Which fits very well with Joel the Matrix. Let's see. Okay.
I thought of tricks are for kids, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Sure. Screen. I wonder what's going to happen here when I do this.
What it'll do with the three of us.
It's just going to lay us right over. So I have to do.
There you go.
All right. So we got a aromatic, earthy, fresh, spicy, soft, spicy, woody, mossy, musky conifer. Let's see what kind of conifer we're talking about here. Bay leaf. No, looks not that bad. Looks like mostly a vetiver and bay leaf fragrance.
Okay. Fresh, wet, green fragrance, apparently. It probably is pretty realistic, given my experience with Orangea, like that relation to Orange Blossom and Petitgrain.
Mm-hmm.
It smells very natural. Mostly Petitgrain.
Some people are saying it has some similarities to French Lover.
Frederick Mall, yeah, but twice as many people say nay to that, right? Is that 60?
Yeah. Greenspell? Yes, Greenspell.
John C. loves that.
He does. Where is John C? Still
maybe saying his name will summon him.
Yes. John C.
What is that?
If you look in the upper right hand corner of my screen, you'll see that my two trades came in.
Oh, I did see your clones up there.
Take a peek
My
at that.
my dumbass is looking at the top right of the whole thing. It said live for 10 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah.
I was also looking at the entire
Yeah,
screen.
you're like, wait, in the hot seat?
So you did that trade, huh?
I did that trade, yeah.
More guidance 46 for you?
Yeah, no more guidance 46 free. It smelled like crayons to me.
Crayons.
What'd you
Really?
trade
This
for?
was- I could have put myself in the hot seat for that one. Guidance 46 smells like crayons.
Yeah, what are those what you call them? Your Provenzanos up there. What are they?
Oh, those aren't problems. Oh, yeah, well, yes, I guess it is. So we got
Ah,
Not to be confused with 1907.
yes, not to be because the color is kind of very similar, but the plate in the front.
The
is
plate is different. Yeah.
Harmonious.
What- Harmonious. Okay.
Harmonious is the Dior Homme Parfum
2014.
2014 kind of smelling reminiscent fragrance. I'm not going to say it as a dupe. I'm just going to say, but I feel that this one is way more intriguing to me. It's not so much one
Powder.
thing. It's a better blend of fragrance. It's better balanced for sure. So that was that one. And then this one, he had not really a whole lot of options that I was thinking about, but he had that, and I was like, I really like that. And then the other one was Defender. So Defender, I don't know, like it's very fruity at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of giving me at least from the tester that I have that I spread it on.
Bless you, Mocha.
Mocha season.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Just
very
like-
kind of floral, almost hair producty, soapy floral. But I see people saying that it smells somewhat like angel share, but maybe the ambers they're catching. That's the only thing I can think of is that there are some ambers in the base, in the background, that must be making them think it smells like angel share.
So you're saying Herba Pura, they're saying angel share.
Well, it's definitely
Well, when I hear floral, like
Yeah.
shower hairspray sort of thing. I
Fruity
think,
hairspray is usually Herba Pura.
I don't know. I gotta find. I have to have an Herba Pura.
or Lorenzo Pazzali.
Somewhere.
That's a hot take.
No, it's a Torino 21. Which one's this? No, it's another Torino 21. I probably can make a 10 ml of Torino 21 just from the little samples I have of it.
You don't own that one, do you?
I don't. I just got a bunch of these little guys. Oop, oh, I never.
So was that a 2-for-1 deal? Two
Yeah.
Boadiceas for the
Yeah.
guidance?
Yep.
46?
Nice.
I can't.
Pretty
So
good.
this is not. It's also not full. But still,
Sure.
this
I
was
mean,
full. This was full presentation. It had the box and everything.
I was gonna say, aren't those fragrances at retail more expensive?
Yeah, but Guidance 46 kind of holds its value. Like
I know it does,
It's
but
probably
it's
like
it's just
300.
funny to think that it's two Boadicea Victorias for an homage
No,
fragrance. It's like
yeah.
for
Well, yeah,
Boadicea, this brand that's like, yes, we're very expensive.
we are
Value is in the
prestige.
eye of the
Yes.
beholder.
Yeah, I mean, you can get
6-7.
you can you can get this one from discount was $200,
Yeah.
and this one just above $200, maybe 240 and stuff.
You can get Energizer for cheap though. That's like $120.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and I've seen Harmonious come down to as low as 150, but it got snatched up super quick. But
Like Joel was saying.
yeah,
By the time he wanted to buy it,
Oh.
it was gone.
yeah.
It's okay, Joel.
No, it's
There'll be
surprising.
another chance, Joel. Don't worry. No FOMO here, Joel. Energizer was fired. Yeah, I have to. I can't remember the last time I smelled it.
I smelled it only at Osme, and I did really like it. That was another one I was considering buying, and I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was worth $200 for the 50 ml, and I was like,
I loved Blue Sapphire. Was it Blue Sapphire?
I didn't like that one. That's their famous one.
There was one that was the blue. One of the blue ones smelled really nice, but it was also like, I am never going to spend this much on a blue fragrance. I do not care.
I remember. Well, granted, it was a while ago. That was Oudi fragrance to me when I smelled it.
I would say Blue Sapphire supposedly is a take on a DNA from a Middle Eastern house.
Let's see.
I kind of remember like I'll call it like a cashmere oud sort of thing. It just wasn't something I was into at that time. Probably still not.
Maybe it was supercharged because there's a Blue Sapphire.
Al-Karashi blend is the Blue Sapphire one, which is oud, citrus, and powder.
Yeah.
So here at the stage. So aromatic, herbal, oud, floral, citrus, warm, spicy, patchouli, rose, fresh, spicy, amber. Yep, Christian Parmigiano.
Were you maybe thinking of Azrak as that's in a blue bottle and it looks pretty blue?
Yeah, this is a problem with their brand. Too many of their fragrances look too close to each other that you don't know what you're actually looking at.
Shout out to Initio, same problem.
Yeah. I actually think that they have.
Initio's worse.
Oh
I think.
yeah, that's true. With all of those white bottles and the purple ones.
Is it Paragon? Is it Side Effect? Who knows?
Yeah.
They have changed their bottles. If you've seen the new ones, they're clear. Some of them are clear, and they have like the stickers on the front that says what they are on the side, alongside of it, which is a lot better than what it used to be. But still, so this maybe it was. You saying? Let's see. Here. Let's just do popular to see what they do. This is really good. Bodacious. I do
like the cherry one, right?
Yeah. The cherry.
Tried that one. It was good. The Hanuman one is pretty popular. That's like the Ball d'Afrique DNA, I'm pretty sure.
Let's see which one we're talking about.
1907 is really good, but it is not ever worth like. It used to be like $600 people were paying secondhand for that shit.
And now
that was the Neiman's exclusive, right?
Yeah, but that one, as the story goes with Maurice, and at the time it was very like hush hush. It doesn't matter now. He was like, "Hey, this one is cool. Smell this one. You liked God of Fire, right? Now smell this." And it was like, "Wow, that's really good. It smells like a better version of God of Fire." He's like, "Well, that's actually because I helped them make it. Because the Bodicea team came to Osme and were like, "Hey, what's your best selling fragrance?" And he's like, "Well, this one." And he kind of helped give him a twist on it, which it's obviously more than that. I think that one is definitely a better take on it, but the retail price on that, at the time, like a year ago, when it was kind of on the fragrance pages on Facebook, like the bulk buyers or whatever you want to call them, it was still like $500 or $600. There's no way. Maybe $250 if you wanted to go crazy, but yeah. That's my opinion, anyway.
Well, Maurice told me some stuff too that I was just like, don't tell anybody because if anybody hears about it,
that one was more tame. I mean, we talked about Ode to Erica and freaking Jeremy Fragrance and the whole lot, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing he did talk about was the guys from House of Cosmo, came into the store.
This was before they were a thing.
Yeah, everything.
When I was there,
we were just kind of smelling everything, and he heard them talk about, "Oh, we don't have something that smells like this."
Write that down.
Yeah, right. But it was interesting.
Kind of funny.
He also, I forget his name.
Ooh, Art.
What's up, Buff Scent?
What up?
The tall guy that's on IG. He's got tall, dark hair. He's very tan, skinny,
I know who you're
muscular,
talking about.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Does a lot of niche stuff. He was a former, or still is, I guess, like a real estate guy. I think he is, or something like that.
I know who you're talking
Talking
about.
about Joel the Nose? Who the hell are you talking about?
No, he's a guy who he does do a lot of like niche and like indie niche stuff. His content is like in that realm, but he looks like a male model. And he always
Okay.
has like his he's got like usually black shirt. It's like
It's like too
open
small.
yeah, he looks like he could have been like
Mitch
a
is saying
male model
kaleidoscope.
in like
Oh,
a kaleidoscope. Yeah,
Right.
he looks like he could have been a male model in like an Aqua de Jo ad, you know, like in the 90s. Like that's the vibe.
He said he
Yeah.
came and Maurice said he came into the store and he was way too aggressive. He was just like, slow down there, guy. Chill out.
Wait, I have breaking news, y'all.
What's your
The
breaking?
original Black Ops and Black Ops 2 are being ported to PlayStation.
No one cares. Anyway,
Congratulations, PlayStation.
thank
I
you,
was-
Austin.
I was
now
going
I
to look
remember
up
Midnight
Kaleidoscope.
Black Ops, getting Black Ops at midnight and then playing it for the whole night and then going to my first class of the day at college
Okay,
and
that's
asking
good.
if I could be excused for the rest of them.
Man, 2010, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, that's
Funky.
good combo there.
Mitch, good to see you.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the last video you did, not the most recent one but the one after your bit of your break. So really appreciate your thoughts on that one. It's a very good one if you haven't seen it. It's very
Yeah.
short, sweet.
I have to get back into
Just
watching
playing
some
some
Mitch stuff.
Fortnite.
I'm busy.
I was always terrible at Fortnite. The whole building aspect was lost on me at that time. Don't get me
So,
wrong, I could shoot, but build and
Fortnite,
shoot, no.
I pre-ordered Fortnite like when it was originally just you make
When
a
it
fort
wasn't
to kill
free?
zombies thing. Yeah, I paid
Wow.
money and played like what would become Save the World. That was just what the game was. Because I thought it was the best idea. I'm like, oh, it's like a tower defense, but I get to like
Yeah.
run around and stuff. This is sick. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this battle royale thing, and I was just like,
I'm done.
I don't like
It's a
this
whole
at all.
genre
Is that
that
why
I
your
was never
nephew
really
liked
big
playing it with
into.
you?
No, because he was a teenage boy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I remember
Yeah.
playing that. It came out, I think, when I graduated high school, 2016. And I remember playing it for a bit. And I don't know, the whole VR genre is not my thing. I played PUBG, I played, Warzone, I played all of them, but
Mm.
meh.
I am a Destiny 2 player, so
There you
I'm just upset.
I
you know,
remember
'cause-
playing the original Destiny, and
yeah. Well, they
The boss
just
fights.
released the last update. Yes, last week.
The
The
official
final
last
update.
What happened to 10 years?
They, I mean, there's a whole bunch of drama
I
going
know.
on.
I've
Apparently,
heard quite a bit about that drama.
with Sony's acquisition, and then leadership at the highest C levels within Bungie screwing everything up, and
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of he said, she
Marathon.
said. You
Yeah.
know, Sony's the one who's making the call to end the game, whereas Bungie doesn't want to. They're going to announce a 50% layoff of the company because they are only focusing on a singular title, which is Marathon, which is,
Not doing too well.
I
right
hope
Putting all
people.
their eggs in one basket?
The best way to describe it, the peak player count for Destiny 2 was double on that day of the new patch release of Marathon's highest peak count.
now. Yeah.
And they're getting rid of Destiny to focus on Marathon, which is an extraction shooter game, which, there's so few of those.
Yes. Yeah. So
they all kind of suck too. I don't know.
They're not fun. They're not fun. That moment of like, oh my god, I could lose everything. It's cool for the moment, and then once it happens 5 to 6
You just get
times,
pissed off.
you're just mad. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like,
That's some frustrating.
I
All
had
comes down to
fun with
business drama.
I had fun with what was it, that one that just came out recently? Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders.
Yeah, that's the same
I don't-
developers that make the finals. I'm very fond of that game.
And it's more, if you went into the solo play mode and not in teams mode, it was very casual and people didn't shoot at each other nearly as much. As soon as you
It's
get
kind of like a PvE sort of thing, right?
yeah, it was more PvE, so it was more interesting that way. But yeah,
We should have a gaming stream.
yeah
If y'all want a like Xbox Elite controller that doesn't cost Xbox Elite controller prices, look up the Fly Digi Vader 4 Pro.
okay.
I play games on a PC.
We can
Yeah, me
we can
too.
do a hobbies episode. I've been saying that for a while. It'd
Yeah, we
be
can
fun.
definitely do a hobby one.
And because I would love to hear what the audience has for their hobbies as well. And I'm looking forward to hearing those
Doom.
hot takes.
Yes. Yeah, make sure
No,
everybody send your
that's
hot
like-
takes.
The OG shooter game, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. Wolfenstein would be OG or if you want to be owner. But anyway, let's go into fragrance of the day, scent of the days.
Okay.
Everybody that came in, if you haven't told us your scent of the day, please do share. We want to hear talked about
Like
it.
the stream while you're at it,
Yeah,
huh?
like the stream. Subscribe if you like the content. All that hoo-ha that they like to say. So, Sean, why don't you go first? What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Anyway, here we go. I wore Aquawood from Mancera. It's not liked by everybody in this stream, but that's okay. You know, not everything can be. I just like it. It's Mancera's blue fragrance. It's a nice musky pear. I get a salty aspect from it, like salty, beachy kind of feel to it, which that's kind of the vibe today with the Ralph Lauren polo vacation shirt, you know?
It's so cute. The
I'm-
little bear is doing beach activities.
Nice.
Yes. I will put it into perspective. Today is really the first full day that I've been able to not wear a medical shoe. So
Nice.
it's kind of the beginning of my summer now.
There you
Is
go.
what this feels like for me. So Aquawood's a nice little start off, and then one of my hot takes will be my scent of the evening.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. When I smelled Aqua Wood for the first time, I was like, this is very odd to me. I'm not sure if I like this or hate this or just kind of indifferent about this. And I kept it for, I guess I kept it for like almost a half a year. And then but after the accident and stuff, I had to sell off stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Aquawood can go. I really like, I gave it a few tries and it kind of got pickly at times. And I was like, then I smelled it and then I was like, I don't really know if I want to smell like this. It's okay. I'll let this one go.
I honestly think that I only really need 3 blue fragrances in my collection, which is Aquawood, Bleu de Chanel Parfum, and then Zaharoff Seraphim Blue. Those are like the 3 blue fragrances that are explicitly like blues that I really tend to grab. Enough that like when some new hyped blue comes out where it's like, oh, YSLY, and I'm like, you know. But yeah. So that's
Ice
what
Cologne was okay, but I sold it.
Yeah. What blue fragrances do you have still?
Not that many.
I guess
keep
Versace Pour Homme too. I forgot.
yeah, I have
Oh, yeah.
Missoni Wave. I have Acqua di Gio, Profondo, I guess. I have Salvatore Ferragamo Acqua Senziale Blue in my car. I don't really ever spray that. Not a big fan.
It's just like a just in case.
Yeah, that's like see, and
You know,
the other
that's-
thing is there's like 4 other duas in there, plus like one of the decants from Sean is in there. So it's if I ever run into a situation where all of those are empty, then I'll spray the Salvatore Ferragamo. I tried to sell it, no one wanted it. They're like, a little too powdery, and I agree with them.
I'll be honest with you, that one I also really like.
You want it?
No, I haven't.
You want another?
No. Aqua Sensi, I'm trying to think. I think I have it. If I don't have it, I gave it away to a student, which makes sense.
Frederick Mall Hope.
I have not smelled that one. That's in the Desert
neither.
Gems collection, right?
I think so, yeah. Doo-doo.
What'd you wear?
I wore one that I won't be able to get away with for much longer. I think it's gonna be more toward end of fall when I'll be able to wear this one again. Who
Yeah.
knows? The good old Tonka latte.
Again, you work from home.
You'll be able to
Yes.
wear it as many days as you want from home.
I was gonna say it was 95 degrees. You shouldn't have worn it today if you were outside at any point.
Yeah, true.
You are wearing a sweatshirt right now.
Wasn't it raining this morning?
It was not.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Yesterday, sure, would make sense to wear it out because it was 70 something until 9 o'clock instead of
100.
Well, anyway, I went for something cozy today since I'm very lucky to work indoors in the AC. Beautiful Tonka, powdery, fluffy, sweet fragrance. And I prefer this to Bianco latte. Hot take.
Oh
maybe not.
boy.
Or maybe not.
I think it's much more interesting than Bianca latte. There's my first hot take for the day.
That's not a hot take at all. Bianca
No,
latte is a
it's
vanilla
pretty-
fragrance.
Yeah,
That
it's
is it?
pretty linear.
Yeah.
They have some similar notes.
It's a monstrosity nuclear fragrance, but yeah.
Bianco's
It's just-
latte's trick is it's really strong. That's
Bianca's
a
latte's
one
trick
pony.
is it's just vanilla extract that you spray on yourself.
And Tonka.
And Tonka, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it lasts forever. It's just like,
I mean, the Decitas are no slouch either.
People love that.
yeah. They are drawn to that. So I'll go to mine and then we'll put Austin last so he can go right into the hot seat.
Okay.
Okay.
Mine, which is kind of funny because we talked about a little bit about what our topics are or what our hot takes are. And my scent of the day was Kush. Kush.
I'm gonna spray that again. I only sprayed that the one time.
So
I need to try that.
it is kind of the Zahara Terra de Hermes kind of DNA. You're gonna get a citrusy kind of top, and then you're gonna get a kind of vetiver dry down. That it is kind of got that a little bit of that seraphim musk, kind of that leathery animalic musk that's in the kind of very far background. You're not getting the Terra de Hermes correlation. Not phase, I can tell you're not getting it. But when you spray it on your skin and stuff like that, you'll probably get more of what the Terra de Hermes aspect of it. It's the vetiver really. It was surprisingly, they always like to say, I forget the person who did Terra de Hermes said that he didn't really put much vetiver in.
So he's super.
Well, he didn't put very much vetiver in Terra de Hermes. So Terra de Hermes, so not they. But it's something that everybody smells and says, "Oh yeah, this is kind of there."
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, I know. That's definitely how I found out about it.
I think that's how everybody that has presently talked about it found out about it.
I mean, that's
But
kind of this one
apparently, it
claims
only
to fame, right?
resonated with me.
Yeah, I don't get
sweet.
the TDH association with this one right now. It smells very. It smells like the musk, but like more mentholated. I don't know.
I'm surprised you don't get more of the citrus off the top from the paper.
Oh no. It's.
Hold on.
Let me look up something because I don't want to misspeak, but this is reminding me of this. Yes.
Don't mute for the sirens, Neil. It brings about the realness of this stream. Okay, that's what life's about.
This is real life.
It's coming for this guy over here.
Oh, it's Austin.
Yeah, no. Not for me.
It was from my sound. It was just I'm saying they're
Oh.
going after him.
Gotcha.
Florida man. Florida
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Florida man doing
Florida
Florida
man
stuff.
on the
man.
loose.
Yeah, I don't think I understand this one. I'll have to give it a little bit of time. It reminded me of like I saw like an Arizona house, like the stucco. How do you pronounce that?
Stucco.
Stucco.
Like that texture, like you're thinking of like that tan color, very texturized, like wall. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
what
one
I
I
get when I
still
smelled
haven't-
that. It's weird.
I haven't smelled that one. I forgot to get a sample of that on my limon order.
I'm gonna
but-
guess that there's the whatever their version of Ambroxan is. What is it again? From Mon.
From Mon,
That's in Precious Treasure.
or not Orcanox.
Orcanox. Yeah, there's
Orcanox.
definitely Orcanox in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it kind of does that elusive like Precious Treasure thing
Mhm.
on my
Kinda-
skin.
Kind of lose it, and then you find
Yeah.
you like go
There-
nose blind almost instantaneously, but within a few seconds you come back and then
It's when I first sprayed it, there was more to it, and now it feels like I'm mainly getting one facet of it. And I'm sure if I spend some time away from my hand, it'll waft back to me and it'll mysteriously be complex again, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's more a sensitivity thing to whatever molecule is in here
might be.
than it being a weird fragrance. It smells good. I just don't see the Terre de Hermes relationship right now.
I think you should send your you send it all to Sean. I have like 4 bottles of it.
It smells better on the strip than it does on my skin.
Does it?
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly like 100% sure when I first smelled it. I was like, "What is this?" And then it dawned on me after wearing it once or twice. Well, first
Although I
time-
will say I haven't smelled the Parfum version. I've only smelled Eau Givray and the original.
this is more animalic, more like dirty
Mhm.
than anything. It's like it goes past what the eau de toilette is. Instead of, because you know that flintiness that you get from the eau de toilette.
Oh, I haven't tried that one either with the
Yeah, so it's very
the
like
Garden Rock, whatever it was.
the Parfums takes away a lot of that kind of roughness that the eau de toilette has, and it's very smooth, very easily wearable and stuff like that.
I could see flintiness with this. I can get that association.
So,
Hmm.
but anyway, we'll come back to this topic in a little bit.
Shit's garbage. Hot take. I'm in the hot seat.
Right to the hot seat you go.
That was not serious, by the way. Sean's
Flip.
gonna have an old man yells at clouds moment here in a second. Ah!
Am I out of
Uh,
touch? No, it's the children.
Okay, well,
you'll have plenty of Ferragamo to give the kids. To
this also fits in with one of Sean's hot takes with what I wore today.
Jeez. Is
Ah,
that Tommy?
Tommy.
Original Tommy?
Yeah, this is my aftershave.
That's in one of my hot takes? Oh, yeah. yeah.
I cleaned up and I do this so I don't get a bunch of razor burn. And
If it helps, it helps.
it's very linen-like to me. I think there's like a cotton flower or something, a rose. It's very fresh, clean, linen-like. It's a classic. I have 200 mil of it, so I use it for that. I apply liberally. I don't go nose blind to it for whatever reason. And I said, you know what would go really well with that, with this whole like Cuban shirt get up, is good old Argos Pour Homme.
Oh.
Yeah, actually a pretty good layering combo. Yeah, I think this is
Good
still this was the original favorite Argos back in the day.
That's all you too, right?
This is all me. Yeah, this was a new bottle from Frag by. Yeah, I like it a lot.
You might actually want to get a backup bottle.
It's okay.
All right,
I have enough.
You'll be happy or okay when it's gone and move on.
I mean, there's a new version of it, right? How different could it be?
Not yet. They haven't actually released it yet. They've kind of.
Haven't you smelled it?
They've backtracked on that. That
Okay,
was
well-
Baccio Immortale.
Interesting.
That they released the higher concentration for, which it smells almost exactly like the other one. So I don't.
Yeah.
Like it.
I mean, realistically, I still have like 60 ml of this or so. It's gonna last me a while. I have enough bottles to rotate through. I sprayed this. I was trying to think. I mean, I've looked at the notes on this before when I put it in videos, and I was trying to recollect on that a little bit. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. Part of my hot take is not, necessarily just looking at notes and being like, oh yeah, I get that. I'm not really afraid to be wrong. Like what I'm smelling right now is like a candied violet in a way. It's fresh, it's clean. There's a bit of this fresh ozonic greenness to it, in my opinion. And I think of when I first wore this out was I went to, oh God, what is it called? Yeah, my first wearing was from that bottle actually. Yeah. Shout out to Neil for that because I think he sent me 5 ml of the 30.
Yeah,
madman. I wore it to a really badass like putt place in Clearwater, which the name is eluding me or escaping me right now. Wow, Congo River mini golf. Go there. Yeah. So I think of that. It's just it's very delightful. I mean, you wear it anytime, any reason. Go anywhere, do anything sort of thing. Ultimate utility. It doesn't smell like a blue fragrance to me. Although I think you could use it in that manner of the wearability, usability, whatever you want to say there. I believe there's like there's a gin note in this. I don't necessarily get gin like facets in the way that I do like when that's in gentle fluidity silver, much more like dry, crisp sort of metallic thing. In this, I think it's dominated by that, like a sweet violet sort of thing on my skin. There's obviously more to it than that. I think there's sandalwood in there as well. But I think it's the violet that does it in there for me because it kind of reminds me of the same reason why I like hot take Armagh Tres Nuit more than I like Creed Green Irish Tweed with the addition of violet in there.
You're a fan of violet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I really am, I think. Violet leaf is still good, but I think I like actual violet more. Anyway, with that being said, I guess if you want to pull up the notes, we could take a gander at it. We can try and break it down. But, I mean, it's just a very pleasant, masculine fragrance that I think is timeless. It doesn't smell like anything else that I've smelled. I would encourage you to try it. I definitely wouldn't pay retail for it. I mean, like most things, hot take, I wouldn't pay retail for if you can find it on discounters for cheaper.
Yeah.
157 wherever that was. Yeah, I think it's worth that. I think I paid maybe in the realm of like 120, 130 for this bottle, but
yeah.
it's still not terrible.
She preferred the Pour Homme. I actually liked the Pour Femme better.
See, that's one I haven't tried. I have heard that though.
I like the Pour Homme.
The Pour Femme has more of a vanilla and kind of like creamy nuance to it that I kind of just liked more. Yeah. I think it was powdery as well.
It kind of reminded me of Birth of Venus, but I just didn't like it as much as Birth of Venus. It didn't excite me as much as Venus did. But this one was nice. I really liked the citrus, I remember.
I see, but I don't distinctly get lemon lime on my skin. It's very weird. It's like a musky violet with sweetness on my skin. It's not really, I mean, perhaps the gin like is making it calm down because I think without it, it might be overly sweet, but
yeah,
I don't really get a very piney quality to it at all. Like I think of like Burberry. What is Burberry Touch? Is that the correct one for men? It's very like fir balsam, sort of pine tree. I don't get that out of this. There's like, I don't think it's like gentle fluidity silver at all. I think you would wear them for the same sort of thing. I think that could be true. What is that? Himalaya, the creed right there?
Royal
Water. Yeah, no, this is way better than Royal Water. I used to own that.
Mayfair.
Haven't smelled that one. What is that? Oud Wood Parfum? What is that?
Yeah, Mineral. Oud Mineral.
I could
No.
maybe no, because
really.
that to me that smells like a rainy day. Oud Mineral. Haven't smelled that. I haven't smelled these ones from Royal Water to the left.
Yeah.
Besides Gentle Fluidity Silver, but I don't know. I would encourage y'all to try it. I think isn't my favorite Argos right now. If I had to like think about all the wearings that I've ever done with any of them, it's probably not my favorite one anymore, but it's still, I mean, it's undeniable. I really love this stuff. I think obviously my usage of that shows it. It functions really well for me. I feel like myself when I wear it. I feel like it's likable to other people. I don't feel funny wearing it in literally any situation. So it just kind of works. Try it if you want to. I'm not going to try and pretend like I know all the nuances of it, even though I've probably worn it 50 times or something stupid at this point. It's just a good fragrance. There's no crazy story or anything to ooh and ah you from like a niche lover's perspective. It's just a good fragrance.
Yeah.
It just smells good.
Yeah.
As Sean says.
Quoting another person from this group. Yes.
There was some subtext there, I think. Yeah. But anyway, that was the scent of the day. No scent of the evening. I just kind of resprayed both of these actually, so I'm wearing them still.
And let's get into the subject.
Sure.
With 30 minutes left.
We're good.
What's your hot take, sir?
Do you want me to just go through all of them?
We'll just go for one, and then we'll just talk about
One
that.
at a time sounds good.
Pick the one that you want to talk about the most.
I kind of touched on one, so maybe I don't need to talk about that one. Mine kind of all relate to a common thing, but I'll pick one and we'll kind of talk about it in chunks. I think this might be the most controversial one and maybe rub people the wrong way. Hopefully not. I think that if you think about it, you'll see what I mean. The point that I had as I thought about a lot of fragrance stuff is there's a surprising amount of fragrance, like discussion, discourse, conversation that I think is literally just people seeking social validation and they're disguising it as like talking about scents. And I get it. It's human nature. You want to feel like you belong, find your tribe, your community, you mesh with people that you like, and that becomes part of your persona. But I feel like that there's like, that's natural. I'm not going to try and condemn people for that, but I feel like there's a limit to where, just, I don't know what the right way to recap it is, but you just kind of like blindly follow your tribe and whatever that person likes is what I like. Cause fuck yeah, I love that person. And like, I get it, but it's not really about the scents anymore at that point, which is fine if you just want to fit in with your group and you wear fragrance for the, other people's opinions and your validity within your tribe. But I don't know, something about that. I don't know if I'm the black sheep or something. It just always seemed kind of weird to me. There's obviously certain brands and stuff that I can think of, but I mean, we're not going to talk about all that, but fill in the blanks yourself. That it just kind of always struck me as a little bit odd. And I think we're all prone to it a little bit, but I think I'm trying to be conscious of that because I don't want it to ever be like, this is my favorite house and, blah, blah, blah. I owe my whole fragrance journey to you and I'm committed and loving to everything you do. Like, it's not a cult. That's my take on it anyway.
There's your hot take.
Does that make sense?
Fragrance is not a cult.
I used to see this type of behavior all the time in like the fragrance subreddits that I went on, specifically the ladies ones. A lot of the time it was people, trying to seek external validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to where it didn't really seem like a fun hobby from that perspective, you know. And a lot of the times people just are desperate for community, you
Yeah.
know, and so I empathize with that greatly.
I get it. I mean, like I'm not poking fun at anyone. I just think
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind of
of
a
course not.
dangerous thing when you're talking about money too. Like
Yeah, when you're
if
in an
your
echo
desire for
chamber,
community, becomes, puts you in a bad monetary, position where you're spending a bunch of money that you don't have to spend just to feel this sort of belonging to a group. I think that's a very dangerous
yeah,
precedent to set. Yeah,
yeah.
it's weird.
I
I think a prime example of it is like all of like the Creed Aventus stuff. It's like, guys, do you really need to chase 30 batch codes of Aventus? I don't know.
That's
Do your
like
thing, right?
obsession
But
level.
We've
I-
seen
I-
we've seen some people in the fragrance marketplace community that had legitimately every batch.
yeah, and they put their worth as like a collector based on what they have amassed as a thing, and
Yeah.
So
I just
sad.
that ties in with it. It's just like, are we really that shallow? I don't know. What was your point, Sean? I want to make sure we get to what you had in
There's a
mind.
few aspects to it. Number one, I think it is a weird perversion of something that is supposed to be fairly individualistic when you think about it, like a signature scent or something that you
Right.
It's an intimate
It's supposed to be
choice,
self-expression,
something
and
you're
you're
putting
just
on
trying
your
to.
skin.
Yeah.
and the whole premise of it would be something in the vein of, like, to bring this one up, like, let's say I found out that, Neil, instead of disliking this fragrance, was like, yeah, man, I never got it, but like, I really love that one, and I'm glad that you like it as well. The thing is, we as humans, for the most part, from a psychological principle, tend to focus on the smallest similarity that we can form with someone in a social group, and then we will attach ourselves to that. It's literally in group versus out group. We're conditioned to do it. The idea that you as a person, the thing that I always bring up when I teach this in my AP Psych classes, I say, think about the next time you see someone wearing a jersey from a team that you like as well. You immediately like that person more
Yeah.
than
Right.
you would some random, because you go, oh,
You're
they
part of the
same
group.
thing
You
as
get
me
it.
in group.
Mhm.
In
They
group,
might
they're
even
not
be from the same.
they're not the other. And if I wanted to point out something even more silly and so superfluous, more than a jersey, it would be what the fuck someone's wearing as a fragrance.
Yeah.
That is so silly, but it's something that people will latch on to. And part of it, and like, I can sit there and point towards the crowd of like children that are into this hobby, and because there have been more children into the hobby, that has propagated the in-group out-group, because we're
Yeah.
more likely to do that when we're juvenile.
The
We still
brains
do
are
it.
fully developed.
We
you
still
know?
do it as adults very clearly by the people that are propagating this stuff, because the people on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, they don't look like they're 17 for the most part. They all look like they're older, or they're desperately trying to hold on to the fact that they're not 17 anymore.
Right.
That is, I think, partially to be done. One, businesses and brands, if you can make your clients sticky, make them buy every product, if you give them a bunch of options and build that brand loyalty, that's a goal of every brand, right? That's
Mhm.
not something that
Yeah, a repeat customer.
we're not, we have to acknowledge this at the end of the day, is partially the root cause of what your particular thing that you've kind of brought up is. These are businesses.
Yeah.
And they want to make that. And then you get fanboys
They're going to encourage this type of behavior.
that encourage it
Exactly.
because
The echo chamber was thrown out, and that's
Yes,
the
it
right
was
sort
like
of thing.
it's like that in
Yeah.
plenty of online spaces that I've been in, and part of why I left some of them, because I would see people, not to dwell on this for too long, but I would
Yeah.
see people, women specifically where I was in, enabling each other.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate,
Yeah.
It's just a slippery slope, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say where you should spend your money or if you need to spend money. Like, that's not my place to do that. But I think it becomes dangerous to an extent where,
I would
like I
say
said, the
that you're
desire to fit
encouraging
in is so
people-
much greater than your care for that money or what that does.
I would say that you encourage people, and I think like this is a route actually into one of my hot takes as well, but it's this idea of you are responsible for your money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you allow yourself to get taken for a ride, you have to acknowledge that that was something that you allowed to happen.
You
in a
consciously
certain
did
And
that.
it will
You're
happen
riding
to
the
you
high of
again
the
and
rush of
again.
the whatever.
Correct.
Right.
And if
Yeah.
you don't have those moments to sit and contemplate why those things are happening, and the switch was good, that's kind of part of it. Now, granted, like I said before, if you're a kid, I'm going to give you a lot more grace than a 35-year-old, someone my age, who's still allowing influencers and
That's
other
right, Brian.
people to make their spending habits for them. Which is actually one of my hot takes, is that one of my hot takes, which is the fact that the one that connects to this topic is that I don't have a problem with reviewers, influencers, people that make fragrance content receiving free product from brands or being paid for reviews, as long as it's disclosed.
Yeah.
The thing that makes it hilarious for me is reading a YouTube comment where, again, I'm assuming it's a child who, or it's an adult who has never interacted in any real meaningful capacity with a marketplace before, is like shocked that people that make content where they give an opinion about a product are financially benefiting from that opinion beyond just a video. That's insane to me. Every time I see that, I'm like, you guys are aware, like any product you buy, like no car reviewing magazine wasn't getting financial benefit from that. They were not impartial. That's kind of how this works.
I just don't know how marketing works in the world, I guess.
And the thing is, the problem that I have at the end of the day is no video that a singular person makes is going to make me spend my money. That's the thing. It has to be a choice at the end of the day of myself. Now, is there things where, like, for instance, Zernell Gilly's house, where I had both Neil and Austin say, hey, this is for you.
Yeah.
That's a personal recommendation.
That's personal recommendation from people that know me well. If Kuba makes a video and says you need to buy this fragrance, no, I'm not going to just go blind buy something.
You'll take that suggestion with a very small grain of salt. Yeah.
Yes. And the very idea that people in comments of influencers are getting all up in arms about the idea of like paid products and stuff, it's like, you'll only recommend this because
they're paying you.
They're paying you. It's like, if you feel that way enough to make a comment, you are aware that your comment is not, you're shouting into the void. You're not convincing anyone that's already bought hook, line, and sinker by that a person's opinion, who apparently, you know, at the end of the day, if you get recommended a fragrance by someone, that person purchases it and they really enjoy it, at the end of the day, does it matter if that person was paid to plug that? Technically, no. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of those things where
it's kind of the reason why, though, I never got into the whole reviewing stuff like a normal reviewer does, because I just don't, even if I was getting the fragrance for free, I don't think I could pretend I like something more than I do just to make it sell. And I think this is kind of like, if you look at Austin and how Austin kind of started his journey doing kind of fragrance reviews, and how quickly that stopped because he ran out of stuff that he wanted to passionately talk about.
I mean, there's certainly a queue of stuff I could talk about, but I've smelled, to your point, I've smelled stuff where like it's up and coming indie niche brands, and I was excited to smell it, and I was like, I don't want to talk about this. Not, you know, I have a problem with, you know, shitting on bashing fragrances, that it's like, it'd be different if it was if I got a Creed Discovery Scent and I'm like, hey, this shit's garbage. I don't feel bad about that. If I say that about a brand that's just starting, I feel like that has actual like detriment on that brand. So I just didn't want to have that out there. And it's not that I only want to do positive reviews. I just try and be careful about the power of the internet. You know what I mean?
Because that's one
Yeah.
thing. People
I want to
that-
try and keep it positive. Like I'm a real person. I
Yeah.
smell stuff and I don't like it.
a
And
random person will
other
come up
people
to
might
us
love
and
it.
see what you say, and for whatever reason, all because you suddenly speak negative about something, that they want to put more gravitas to your words. Right?
Yeah.
And that's not that you shouldn't
Yeah.
take more.
We all got the hot takes about fragrance opinions, right? I mean,
because we all have different tastes.
we have different
you know?
tastes, different noses, different
You
feelings,
may
and
like
moments
to
in
have
time.
butter on your rice. I
Yeah.
don't particularly like to have butter.
I
on
love
my
butter
rice.
on my
I
rice.
love butter on rice.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother likes to put butter on her rice, and
Apparently, I love shrimp toast. Neil doesn't like
apparently
shrimp
you love
toast.
Hey, I know actually I do love shrimp toast, but I love to eat shrimp toast. I don't want to smell like shrimp
Not
toast.
smell like it.
In fact, I'd probably go for some shrimp toast right now, but no. But anyway, Saga, since you're over there,
Yes.
do you have what's your hot take?
I will share. I had two, but I will just do one for the sake of time. And this one is extra spicy, so get ready. My hot take is that people who go out into the world wearing their fragrances, who seek out compliments, are really just seeking recognition.
Yeah.
By other people. They want to be acknowledged. That's it. That's okay though. That's all right.
I mean,
But
and are you
acknowledge it?
Can you unpack that a little bit? Like the different. So, like, are you saying like some people will go out
Specifically
wearing like
for compliments.
Well, I know specifically for compliments, but like, will some people go out wearing a objectively difficult, ultra niche type of product specifically to revolt people? And so people will say that to them?
What?
I'm sure
So
there's someone that
you
does
said
that.
people are looking for acknowledgement, compliments or acknowledgement. So like, are you saying like, is the person gonna like wear like a nice fragrance so that someone's like, oh, you smell nice, but then also someone could be wearing a fragrance that's like a Toscabat or like a really challenging fragrance to be perceived
You're edgy.
either way, not complimented,
I
but
was thinking someone who's like a what's the word for like they go against
a contrarian.
hipster.
Yeah, an annoying contrarian.
Yeah.
Like the kind of person that's really, like I'm not like the other girls or guys. Like that type of person. I could see that too. You're seeking a reaction of some sort.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's your only motivation or if it's your highest motivation, I think that's when it's an issue. When it's like, it's nice to get compliments. It's nice to be stopped by someone, who said, well, sometimes I don't like it, but I imagine for like most people it's nice. It's just one of those things we have to consider. Why am I wearing this? Like, why did I buy this? It's because I like it. I enjoy it. It makes me feel like myself, whatever the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
It makes me feel like myself. Absolute.
Absolutely. No, I think there's a through line, right, with all of ours so far. I mean, it makes sense that it would kind of go back to psychology, doesn't it?
It's one of those things where
there's
a multitude of reasons. Like I think that for the most part, us and the people that we tend to attract to our kind of content and the community that we've talked about is there's not too, like I was kind of saying, there's not going to be a ton of hot takes. Yeah. That's
I think
Ofen Leak was referencing this one, so it's very funny that it's kind of in a through line of what he was talking about as well, where it's like
he's wearing Oud Infini.
I have never like sat down, and perhaps it's because I got really into fragrance when I was already, married. and had like a committed partner and was
Yeah,
an
you
adult.
were never like out
where-
on the prowl.
Yeah,
when-
I was never a guy, but also at the same time when I was out on the prowl, there was never a moment where I was like, why would I need anything other than Burberry for men? I shower, but then it's like, oh, the reason I would never need, or the reason I would need something other than Burberry for men is I sat there and I went, oh, because this is an entire art form. This isn't a utility.
Yeah.
Insofar as there is a utility to fragrance, obviously, but for me, the pie chart is never going to be a 50-50 split between art form and utility. It's a 90-10, maybe.
Right.
Like, because theoretically, fragrance doesn't have a utility for me because fragrance is not something you need. You shower and you will smell perfectly fine. You shower in deodorant. Fragrance is, as we've always talked about, it's that spice. It's that thing. It's that thing that makes a day better.
For some people wear it for, like we were talking about earlier,
validation, acknowledgement,
to be
recognition,
to be put into a group. But also, I have to imagine some people remember, like Ross bring this up a few times, that sometimes people that are quiet will wear loud fragrances because they want themselves to be like acknowledged. They want to be smelled, and then people can talk about how they smell, and they identify who they are based on what they smell like. When other people that are loud and talkative would wear something that's not
quiet,
as quiet and austere, because they let themselves do the talking. Then there are also some people that wear the loud stuff and are loud themselves just because
they like attention.
They like attention, or they're egotistical, or they can fit. You can fit them into a couple of categories.
Let's calm down, okay?
Don't talk shit about my friend.
Let's calm down, okay? The way that I see it, at least for me as someone of my size, I've just always been that I've had the belief in the context, because I can wear like more laid back fragrances as well. I just like things that are potent. But like for me, when you're someone of my stature, like being a big guy, because even when I weighed like 430 pounds, I was even more like physically just you can't be quiet because it weirds people out. You can't be the quiet big guy. It makes people uncomfortable.
They start to think
you're leather face. You're a slasher when you're the quiet big guy. So I would wear bright, like I still do. I like colorful clothes. I like wearing bright fruity fragrances.
You have a whole style. That's how you present yourself.
And I've cultivated always that, because I had to be that guy where I'm like, hey everybody, I'm the big guy. Let's all hang out and talk and chat and all that kind of stuff, because otherwise
don't be scared of me.
Otherwise there is that factor where like I've always tried to convey that about myself. But I'll still wear oud.
I like what y'all are saying in the chat too. I've been reading your comments, and I appreciate y'all for taking part in the conversation, because this goes, this is a group thing that we're all experiencing together, and we're all observing it. And if y'all have any hot takes too, let us know.
Yeah, do share. I know Brian, you said you had a few in the hopper that you'd like to share, so you can go right ahead.
I'd like to hear a Joel hot take too.
Oh yeah, Joel, light it up. What you got?
But I auto validate myself. Yep, that's what we do.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. Like the validation conversation, I see so much of it in my line of work. Beyond just like fragrances, right? Like when you're a teenager, all you're looking for is validation, because you're just screaming internally at all times. So you're looking for those people and all that stuff, what makes me like, I'm glad I've never made a TikTok account, because I feel like if that's where I got my fragrance content from, I would just be so mad all the time seeing people take advantage of kids, because that's what it is. Like on TikTok, sorry, like no offense, at a certain point, that's what you're doing, and you're doing that. there is a contingency of men and women our age that are also, going to fall prey to that. For any number of reasons, just like lack of experience, lack of an understanding of what they're getting themselves
We
into.
can all be susceptible to certain
course.
kinds of tactics too,
course.
you know?
But that idea of like, I've tried to encourage that amongst, when the content that I make, like one of the jokes I'll kind of share was the second to last day of school was coming up, and a bunch of my seniors, they weren't going to be there the next day. So they were coming in to sign yearbooks, and they wanted my YouTube information and all that stuff and I'm like, you can't subscribe, you can't look at it until you walk out of the door tomorrow. But I'll give it to you because I won't be here tomorrow. And so, and they were like, so you make fragrance content? Like, because I had brought it up before, and a bunch of them remembered it, which was wild to me. And I was like, how hilarious would it be if you just looked at my channel and it was a bunch of like crazy techno music and me just screaming about top 10 compliment getting fragrances? And they're like, wait, that's not what it is. And I was like, God, no.
They thought you were like a salesman.
They heard fragrance content and that's what they thought. Top 10, all this stuff. And I said, the most recent video I did was talking about how a scent reminds me of my dad who died. And they're like,
Memento Mori.
oh, so it's just, and they were like, oh, so it's just the classroom, but with fragrance. And I went, yes. In many ways, it's a critical, multi-perspective eye on what this is. They're like, okay, so it's like when you talk about the Renaissance. And I'm like, yeah, but with smelly water.
So did they sub?
I believe they have. None of them have commented anything. Which
just kind of wondered if that pushed them away, or kind of like, okay, that's fine, whatever.
It's a possibility. It was like, how much did you hate me when I would occasionally lecture in class? If you liked those, you would probably like the videos I make.
Pretty much.
My other hot take.
Neil, give us a hot take. We got to speed
on.
through them now. We got 15 minutes.
We quickly arrange things over here.
See,
it's been a fun discussion. We could even do part 2 of the discussion. It doesn't have to end.
It doesn't have to. Yeah, that's the great thing about the niche snobs.
The thing is, too, is my next hot take. I don't think anyone's even going to argue with me. So
no,
I'll fight you.
You don't even know what it is.
I'll fight you.
So, my hot take actually kind of revolves around a lot of what we've been talking about to a degree. Was a fragrance is nothing but also everything that you want it to be. So if you put on a fragrance and you feel more confident, more charismatic, then guess what? That fragrance, it's a panty dropper. If you put on a fragrance and it's dark and it makes you feel moody and kind of introvert, then guess what? That's what that does. That's what that fragrance does. No fragrance is, and each one, like I might get
palette is not going to be the same for everybody.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like what you get is not what I'm going to get. It's just like, so Mr. Saga gets a light, airy, very nice experience. Well, I was going to bring up a Conjar, but fresh.
It is not light and airy. It is not light and airy. It is dark and brooding, but I love how dark and brooding it is. But it does not stink like animal.
But me and Austin,
it's the frowny face.
Straight up, it does not. But in the dry down, 5 hours later, not 5 hours, but like an hour and a half later, it does get to that kind of clean linen kind of scent that it has. The musks kind of come into being clean, but that opening, not so much to me in Austin.
Yeah,
subjective.
And it's
Absolutely.
very.
That's why it's so hard to be like objective about this stuff because it's so personal.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
And the closest you can get is association with different notes or different fragrances, and hey, you might have liked that, so there's a chance.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
That's
though,
kind
you
of
don't ever want to be the bad end of the joke where people are pissed off because they're like, Neil's fragrance suggestions freaking suck. Like this guy's terrible. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and I just don't have the same taste.
Yeah, and And that's what, like, going back to Fragrantica, if we can go to Fragrantica as a hot take, also part of this is you go to Fragrantica and you look at what people smell, what this fragrance smells like. And a lot of times you say to yourself, how do you equate this fragrance to that fragrance? It's purely because that's the only comparison they've smelled.
Yes.
So they pick up a certain note,
Yeah.
and they pick up a certain note from another fragrance, and they say, "Oh, it smells like this." These are the two notes that I get from these two fragrances. The only two fragrances that I know that I've smelled that correlate to each other, and that's the
This
reason.
has pineapple.
Dunning-Kruger.
I can tell you what it smells like.
It's got rose, so it
Yeah.
smells like Delina. It happens with the ladies too. Like
Yeah,
it's
'cause,
just they give themselves away as having a limited frame of reference, which again, that's okay. It's okay to have a limited frame of reference, but to be loudly sharing your opinions about is another thing.
Yeah, to
That's
argue
another
with
psychological
people,
principle.
Dunning meet Kruger.
to argue with people that your opinion is the only opinion that matters, that's where it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
It's like, realize this is a society problem, not just a fragrance problem. All right. That we have too many people that just won't talk to another and look at another person as just being an individual that has different tastes and different opinions than them. I guess my hottest take is tribalism is the worst thing in the world. Okay. That's my hottest take. If you are only in one tribe and never see the outside
Expand
world,
your horizons.
yeah, you're a problem to society. Okay.
Tribalism has caused every single notable conflict in history.
Yeah, exactly. From religious tribalism to sports tribalism to country tribalism,
Government.
government tribalism, like every single one. Tribalism has been the problem with humanity. So as soon as we can get past that, we'd probably be a better species.
Critical thinking.
Human nature. We have to fight against human nature.
I will say though, as well, there is because it's royal vanilla and roses vanilla, and if you can tell me the difference between either of them,
so good.
They're quite similar. Anyway,
one has more patchouli.
Yeah, it's true. That's royal, or no, that's roses. Yeah, the tribalism, like, it's useful, right? There is an aspect of tribalism that is useful because it's a survival mechanism.
When a family all gangs up on one person because they need to have an intervention, or if like there's a child that needs help in the family and everyone gets together and helps the child, like there's instances where it totally makes sense and it works,
Right.
There are some other times that are tribalism. Again, the problem that we end up running into is not necessarily the tribalism of a unification, but it's the part of tribalism where it's our opinion is the only one that is correct and matters and is valid and is righteous and is because without those understandings and extending that handout, you're never going to have any sort of real connection with groups that you don't identify with. And no offense, if I'm going to throw a tribal thing, I'm never throwing a tribal allegiance specifically to a corporate brand. That is never something that you're going to find me going like,
I do not align with consumerism.
You don't like that thing? You are bad. It's like, no, man, I don't care that much. I don't care what Hermes does at the end of the day, But that's also why, like, I have been gravitating towards more smaller, individual kind of ran houses. Yeah. Because it is more intriguing to support someone like that.
Yeah, when you know who the person is on the other side that's receiving and benefiting from your purchase, that feels a lot better at the end of the day than a huge conglomerate, probably owned by BlackRock or whatever.
Or LVMH at least.
LVMH.
In our case.
Bernardo, no.
Yep.
L'Oreal, whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Do we got time for another hot
It's
take?
been fun. It's been a great
Yeah.
discussion, y'all. And thank you for everyone who's been contributing. Brian and Joel,
Yeah.
I've enjoyed hearing your thoughts too.
I feel
All
like
right.
the next two that I have honestly could go really quick and they kind of tie in with what we already talked about.
Sure.
Do I got green light to go on that?
Sure.
I mean, it's basically sub bullets of what we've already been touching on. The first one, are you good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, got to fit in with my tribe. The fragrance
Now I need to get
community.
that fragrance called We Are Tribe.
Ooh. So the next one is fragrance community often chases scarcity over quality. So that could be interpreted many different ways, right? It's a limited time release, FOMO, buy now. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. Or maybe it's that discontinued fragrance that, someone talks about and they're so mad it's gone because it was the best thing ever. And they have 15 bottles from when they were in France. And, they're so pissed that it got reformulated or discontinued because it's the best thing ever. And you're like, oh shit, let me chase that. Are you really chasing it because it smells good, or is it just because it's, FOMO to an extent, or that it's, maybe contrarian doesn't fit here, but you're kind of edgy for doing that? Hey, I like this, and it wasn't liked well enough for them to continue making it. There's a reason why things get discontinued. I'll say that. So I mean, obviously, I'm thinking of Do Our Own Parfum. I'm thinking of Acqua di Gio Profumo. Everyone's like, that's the greatest Acqua di Gio. Can't believe they got rid of it, which they kind of brought it back. I mean, I just had Acqua di Gio Parfum on my desk. But
Parfum
I
is
think it's
literally
important.
the reformulation of Parfumo because one of the ingredients got banned from IFRA compliance.
And that makes total sense.
It's a well-known
I
thing.
think it's
You know.
playing on people's kind of tendency to get a scarcity mindset about things. Like it's preying on people's, whether people are aware that they're doing it or not, it's preying upon people's psychology.
Mhm.
Because scarcity
feels
is
very
just
primal.
It is.
It's
Even
like
though
an
we
adrenaline thing.
We love the brand, but this
Mhm.
brand lately has been doing quite a few of that type of, hey, we've only got a certain number of bottles of these. You better
It's
buy
a
it,
business, right?
otherwise it's gonna be gone forever, and you're never gonna get some. And that's why
People can do it unknowingly too, but and I always try to assume the best in people as well. But it is just kind of a basic sort of instinct. It's an instinct for survival, like I was saying.
If you, again, like, I don't think anyone's listening to this necessarily for advice, but regarding FOMO purchases and then like going and trying to find a discontinued fragrance, stop for a moment and run through the logical aspect of this. Remove yourself from the equation if you can, and it's difficult to do so, but if you sit there and you really go, it's like, okay, for me, I recall when that whole Dior Homme Parfum thing became this whole big thing. And I remember saying, oh, that's a fragrance that like a lot of people that I like a lot really praise that fragrance. And the content, they talk about it as, so many different people talk about it as like in their top 5 best fragrances, etc., and all those things. And I went, is that something that I should be going out and really trying to find? And then when people started describing what it smells similar to, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum is sitting on my desk.
On your shelf, yeah.
And it's like, do I love a vanillic, leathery iris fragrance so much that I need to go and buy a bottle of this thing to make me? And if you sit there, like, again, you can justify so many times in your head about why you need it. But if you sit there and justify why it's not a necessity, you would start to realize how silly you kind of feel. And I'm not saying to like down, put anyone down, because I'm using myself an example because I was that person. When the Dior Homme Parfum thing is like, there's gonna be this formulation, blah blah blah, and I went, oh man, blah. I should.
What's
I
the
should get this
harm?
in-
I could always sell it if I don't like it. You know,
right.
that
And then
sort
I
of
sat
thing.
there and I went, how much am I wearing a leathery iris vanilla fragrance? Because I already have fragrances
Winner.
like that,
Yeah.
and I wear it maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't need this. So yeah, that's FOMO marketing and that type of stuff. That is the nature of the beast. You know, I think there are certain brands that do it consciously. I think there's certain brands that do it unconsciously. I think there's certain brands that use it that have no reason to use it because they
need to.
They have a dedicated fan base, and
ATH.
the product's going to sell out without FOMO.
Yep. ATH came to mind too.
And there's a multitude of and the thing is, for those brands, if I'm incorrect and you're wrong, it's not something that we're doing intentionally, it's just the nature of how we're doing business. My response would be, does that not give you pause that you are artificially creating something like that for a customer base that you are claiming to serve? Because if it isn't intentional, then perhaps there needs to be a way in which it is made more clear as to why it's being sold in this capacity.
Yep.
Or two, there's a breakdown in providing your product to market, which is something
communication is obviously needed at some point, you know?
Because you're like, I'm never going to be the one that says like, oh, you have only a finite amount of product and not everyone's going to be able to have access to it. Well, you shouldn't sell that. That's stupid. That's dumb. If certain people like, but again, I'm one of those people that like, if I can't have something, it's not going to bother me. There are people in this community that like think that they buy, and you can see it in the fact of like people that interact with fragrance content.
Yeah, it's like a personal archive to them.
Like
where they think that they're owed
enthusiasts. You know, they want to be on the cutting edge of. I need to have every new fragrance. That's an insane thought because there's like 6,000
way too many. Look what Brian said. For every cent we miss out on, there are thousands waiting to be discovered.
I liked that. I liked that because it's like, and this was one of, I almost wrote it down as a hot take, but I didn't. And that's every fragrance that you appreciate, every fragrance that you respect. That doesn't mean you have to have it, you know,
right.
Or you don't have to have a full bottle. Like there's like Baccarat Rouge for me. That's one that I have immense respect for. I love it. And I like every once in a blue moon, I'll wear it. And I'm happy to just have like little decants of it.
One thing that this might be kind of like a hot take if you want to consider it one is I've made a promise to myself that if I finish a bottle, go back to a bottle I just had.
Pour home.
If I finish this, I'm not getting another one. That's it. Like, I'm done with this. I'm going to move on to something else because I have plenty to go through. I don't need, even though I enjoyed this, I don't need this. I can move on from this and find something else. Which, if you look at this, now look at it. It's real kind of smoky, kind of cloudy and stuff from the oil.
How much the greatest Sargos ever. So I don't know how you're going to do that, but you know, good luck.
Good luck. Good
See what I did there.
There's only one that I would be like, if I finish it, I would buy a backup of.
Cedrat Boisé.
It's Cedrat Boisé. Yeah. That's it.
There's only a few in mine too.
I'll be honest with you. I love rosé. If I finished a bottle of rosé, I could be fine with not smelling it again. You know, it's not.
It's not like a deep emotional attachment to like if I couldn't smell Alien for the rest of my life, if I couldn't smell Shalimar or Chanel No. 5, like I would literally I would be upset. Yeah. But there's so many in my fragrance collection that like I'm like, okay, you know, that's fine. I'm fine without it. But
wait, are you telling me that you Maui in a bottle sweet banana from K-Ali, you wouldn't rebuy.
I actually
Like how dark that juice
I
is.
went back and forth with myself about that one, but Kaoli is just one of those brands where I go back and forth on whether I want a full bottle of any of them.
Like for me,
It
like
looks like you
so
could
I
buy it
bought.
at the
This is
drugstore.
the only
It smells like it
fragrance
too.
I bought
Sean,
another bottle of, and
that's a good one.
and that was
Yeah.
only because this was the
That's
first
what you wore.
fragrance. This is what I wore
Yeah.
for 20 years, pretty much. So for me not to have this, I would feel something like I'm missing something in my fragrance collection. But besides this, even things like Reflection Man, Leighton, there are things that are similar enough, and I've gotten deep enough into this hobby that I could probably find something that's close enough to this.
Oh, Gobber probably makes it, huh?
Probably, and they probably do it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could probably find something that's close enough to this in its DNA that I would be fine. It looks like Mr. Saga lost there.
Yeah, sorry, we're having some technical
Hearing.
difficulties.
It's okay.
So,
One of my earbuds died. Apologies, y'all.
So the last thing for me real quick, it ties in with what we were just talking about is
Okay.
the last hot take right now is
I have one.
I feel like the majority of fragrance hype is built on people that haven't smelled the fragrance yet. It's just it's the tribalism thing. It's the, hey, this person said it was great and it's the best thing and they have clout or I like them or whatever it is. And everyone is just, buy it out, buy it out, buy it out. I've seen it. Neil, you've seen it in Fragrance Marketplace on Facebook. Lisa Oban's whatever. Mystery for him.
oh yeah, for sure. There's
Ex Nihilo Speed Legends Night Drive most recently. Like everyone's like, we're selling it out. Rebuy it, purchase it. Buy it for an increased price.
Right?
Hype.
Yeah,
and 90% of those people haven't smelled it. They're just writing out the high. They're getting that dopamine hit. It's the primal thing of like it's survival. It's fitting in with the tribe, and you're gonna write out the high of I smell it, and you get that big rush. Like that's kind of what first impressions are. That's why I like sampling because I feel like it's less dangerous. You can get different. You could get 10 things of sizable samples for one blind buy bottle, and you still get that same rush, but like you're not being as frivolous with your money. I don't know.
That's why I love it because you get to have like that fun brand new thing experience.
Blind buying samples or getting a bunch of samples, I think, is way more fun than buying one bottle that you're rolling the dice on.
Yeah, I think a lot of that too kind of plays into the whole like gambling mentality.
Yes, it's 100%. It's the slot machine, dude.
You're pulling the lever on a $200 to
I get excited about this.
$250 to $300 slot. Well, we've even seen more like in fragrance marketplace. We see people like buying those Krieglers and stuff like that.
Buying $1,200.
Like yes, $800 fragrances for them. Maybe their $800 is more like our $250.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, like they're pulling the handle of the wheel, thinking they're gonna hit the jackpot, and what a great, awesome feeling it's gonna be when they like love the fragrance. But ultimately, a lot of times they'll be like, "I like it, it's okay," and then a couple of weeks later, they try to sell it off or trade it because they've come to the realization that they don't really need it in their collection.
Yep.
Are you telling me you don't love forcing yourself to love a blind buy that went wrong? Also, confession time. Put a finger down if you've ever done that.
Yeah. I did. I bought Aquawood, and
you have definitely convinced yourself to love a blind buy. Yeah, but that is part of that aspect, right? Like, I would say that Like I revisited a blind buy today that I was like, I just need to get rid of, and I don't know what to do with it other than at a certain point just throwing it to somebody. Um,
Yeah.
but what was it's the Creed Millesime Imperial?
The old batch.
No, it's the dupe, the Armoff one or whatever.
Yeah. Milestone.
Milestone. Yeah, I remember the first time I sprayed that, it smelled like celery.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
But
you put it
wait,
in the refrigerator.
Did
And
you
then I put it in
then
the
watch the
fridge.
Fragrance Apprentice's video about how it's so good and love it?
No.
No.
I put the bottle in the fridge for 2 weeks, pulled it out, sprayed it on, went, this sounds nothing like anyone has ever described it. Like I was expecting salted watermelon. I got like violet green leaf thing. Like I was like, is this Irish tweed? Like, is that what this is actually supposed to be? And then I tossed it in the back of my cabinet, and I found it today, and it smells the same.
It didn't.
And
You
I've
didn't
worn it once.
macerate it right. Listen,
Yeah.
when you're a part of the
It's been
duo community
macerating
for so long. I wore that fragrance when I was touring this apartment like 2.5 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's.
And that was the last time I wore it, by the way. I sold it.
But yeah, it's like I don't think that fragrance is bad. It definitely does not resonate with me in any capacity, and I don't like it.
It just wasn't right for you.
Hence why
Well,
blind
the
buys are
expectation
dangerous.
the expectation was the promise that you had watching whatever content you must have seen. It was like, how could I
Tropical-
not like that? And it just didn't.
How it was always described, I was like, oh my god, it's like this tropical thing. I should
You're
love
thinking
that.
you're
'Cause I
gonna
love-
get Wave Child, even if this predates Wave Child.
Correct.
Then you're expecting something like that, and then
And-
you get
and
celery.
I got something that did not smell like White Child. Enough that I was like, have they ever had watermelon?
You just got the very. It wasn't ripe yet. The watermelon that Armoff got for that, it
I
just
can
wasn't
imagine
ready.
the same people got the same situation when they smelled like Bond Number 9's Wall Street. You know?
Yeah, the wet dog, or is it
Yeah.
Violet,
Yeah.
And-
or is it
and that's
money?
the
Is
thing.
it that what it smells like to be a stockbroker? I don't know. Is it
It does
the
not.
Wall Street Bowl? Is that what I'm smelling?
And that's the thing, like you're throwing so much objectivity into such a subjective hobby.
Yeah.
And that's always the thing, like I never want to speak from a place of
Authority.
authority or expertise.
Yeah.
I guess expertise is fine. Pseudo expertise, at least.
Yeah.
More than what a lot of people.
a hobbyist, like as a I guess like connoisseur would be the best word. I don't know. Like
The best way that I can describe it is there's a reason why the content that I make rarely talks about what something smells like, except for the first minute or so.
Yeah.
And then turns into a discussion about intersection of art, history, human sociological ideas.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's what I know, and that's what I'm bringing to the discussion,
That's what makes you
as
different.
opposed to.
But also,
It's
you smell what
it's
you smell is
beautiful.
what you smell.
Yeah.
yes.
So someone that smells it might not smell that too. But you can talk, you can pontificate on the theory or the like premise or the concept of the fragrance. You can do that. Everybody can do that part and have their own kind of discussion with what you're putting out there. But not everyone, or actually kind of very limited people, will actually agree with
align
you
with that,
specifically with your fragrance smelling content, like the amount of what you're saying,
Right.
like smell wise.
You can
I
get plenty
think
of
it's
people to
more-
go out and read notes. The idea of adding beyond that is going to breed more conversation and more interest, which is what I'm more intrigued by. And I realized what it was for the expertise thing. The way that I want to be viewed when I make content is the same way I was listening to a conversation between two content creators in another type of content. Content.
Content.
SEO optimization. But basically what they talked about is they want
Did
to
you just call
see
me?
someone who makes content that is so obsessed with the thing that they love, they feel emboldened enough to talk about it online, but then simultaneously so afraid of getting something wrong and having that humility to be wrong about it. Like that was the joke that I made to Joe A. I was like, yeah, man, I don't actually talk about fragrance really. I talk about a fragrance and then how it relates to like Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
Everyone brings something to the table, and I think that's neat. Like Neil with his ability to like connect with people, Austin with his like kind of genuine enthusiasm and moments of joy that he shares, like and
his raw reaction, right? Even like when he smelled that other fragrance and he was like blown away by it.
Yeah. What just happened a couple weeks ago where it was
you
all up
sprayed
in my nose in a bad way.
Yeah. But it really highlighted your kind of what you bring to the table is that raw emotional thing.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
mean,
what
I'm
people
just
come for.
Yeah.
You know, being genuine. I don't know. That was going to be one of my other hot takes. Is just something along the lines of if notes weren't a thing and like this market that wasn't a part of marketing and it was just all Nasamato and Orto Parisi where it's you get what you get. You get maybe a video or a story on what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't tell you, hey, this has this note and this note and this note. One, I think the popularity of fragrances would be completely shifted because you couldn't just use like, hey, I align with this note, this note as a gauge for whether you'll like it. You would see a drastic change in whose content was popular or whose opinion was trusted because you couldn't do, I held this up because, hey, warm bulb, and it's got the notes right here. When I smell this fragrance, I smell yellow. It's like yellowed pages under a dusty lamp. It's the craziest thing. I hate that. That goes back to the whole being genuine and being yourself. Just trying to regurgitate that and like the fear of not aligning with the tribe or being wrong or going against the grain. I feel like that's so prevalent that people are they will make the same video on a different channel that someone has already made because that person has notoriety or that person is who they want their audience to be. And they're just trying to like mimic that.
Oh, I see that so much. I see it all
I hate that
a
lot. It's your nose is your own. That's what I was talking about with this is like, we can read the notes and I could be like, yeah, hey, Jen gives a dry, metallic facet to this and it calms it down. And maybe that's what you want to hear, but am I going to pretend that I think of Jen every time I spray this? No, I think about the emotion or the scent memory that I get with that. Or, Joel was talking about when he picks a fragrance, it's about the mood that he's trying to have that day or the vibe he's trying to portray. I think about that stuff. I don't think about, this one has cashmere and sandalwood and I'm going to like that because I like that. That's never in my mind when I'm picking my scent of the day. So I don't hold a lot of value to that. Yeah. Like the lab mics that we hold like this. Yeah. That's TikTok.
I agree with you. And I think that's why I've kind of pulled away from having a more curated list of people that I watch.
Yeah.
Because it got to the point where you could watch a Neeb video. Normally it was him.
Mm-hmm.
He'd drop Volkenfur. This is the thing. And then it's a derivative of thousands of channels of people saying how great this fragrance is, not adding anything to the conversation. And I'm wondering how many people went down like 5, 10, 15, 20 videos
watching
someone talk about a
same video.
dupe. Yeah, a dupe fragrance and just talking about the same talking points, it smells like the original, but it lasts longer.
Yeah.
And then you sit there and you go like, well, it makes sense, right? Because let's be real, content now is based upon shorts and
A
flipping
lot
through
of
stuff,
people
and
just
people just want to
copy
see
word for
shiny
word
ball.
short. They'll do that, especially if it's easy to replicate, and it's like
If this got a
Sales.
100,000 views, I'm going to get 100,000 views.
It's
Then the person
trendy.
And the person
I
that
see
watches
people.
it, they see it happen again and again and again, and it starts to, it's like you start to get it burrowed into your brain
Yeah.
that that's the truth. that all these opinions that you keep hearing are the truth, and anybody else that has not the opinion that they had, now they're the wrong person. So.
For what it's worth, I do really like Vulcanfo.
I know you like that one.
I'm in with that crowd where
For the
that
record,
one.
But you,
I don't think I
didn't make a
watched
video.
it. Yeah, and I also didn't buy it at the time where hey, every creator that gets free products from Paris Corner or whoever makes it was making that video. Like I think I learned about that from CG Sense. Shout out to Philip. He made a video comparing different God of Fire dupes, and he's like, "Hey, this is like a new one I found, and I think it's really good." And I was like, "All right, you know what? I haven't tried any of your stuff," and I bought it. I found a good deal for like $40. It was like, well, shit, I don't need 1907 now because this is good enough. Is it better than 1907? No. Was it better than God of Fire? No. Did it scratch the itch at that time? Yeah.
Mhm.
But the point still remains. Like at the point where it starts to build the hype, it just becomes this regurgitation of the same talking points, and
it's a good point. Like when you talk about,
I don't know.
Like,
it just doesn't feel like good content. It's not good content. It's just advertising.
Yeah, but we could also talk
It's
about
content slop.
Clones themselves, right? How the reason why clones are very popular, besides the price point, is
Hi,
I mean,
see Joel,
is the fact that they fit into an economy which we live in, and the way the society is that we are in. That if you're not a consumer constantly, you are not part of this whole thing. So clones being cheaper let you be a part of this whole thing at an easier rate. So if you think about it at that kind of level, that clones, designers should be scared about clones.
Lower, it's an easier barrier to entry sort of thing, right?
Exactly, because they can try it and they can, maybe it could be the flavor of the month or the flavor of
the soup de jour.
Yes, yeah.
To borrow
a couple of months of the season, and then it's gone. You don't care about it.
To borrow a phrase that the kids are using, that they're definitely borrowing from people that were like me, clones are LARPing luxury.
LARPing.
That is everything that we see right now in fashion and consumerism right now is LARPing luxury. You're getting like dupe culture. Started with bags, then it turned into fragrances. Now you have entire like companies manufacturing clothes where kids are buying boxes of Temu stuff that looks like Rick Owens stuff because it's LARPing luxury. And this isn't a new concept, right?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. They're LARPing. They're LARPing what it means to be a hyper rich person.
Yeah.
Hyper rich people smell like Baccarat Rouge.
Yeah,
that's
somehow Francis Kirkjohn convinced everyone that Ambroxan is luxury, but
why? Yeah, why is saffron? But I would highly doubt how much saffron is being used. But you get the point. Creed Aventus and Baccarat Rouge. Why those two? Because rich people with, let's be honest, most wealthy people, unless they are invested in that particular thing, don't have taste. That's kind of one of the main
they let someone else do their
sort of critiques of wealthy people.
A lot of the
they don't have taste.
They'll hire someone.
Hire their interior designer.
Yeah.
And everything in Architectural Digest.
There was a PA at some point that their wealthy client said, "Oh, I have forgotten my fragrance on the private jet. Can you please go to the nearest high-end department store, ask them what someone of my status should wear, and buy that?"
Yeah.
And that's how Le Labo started. Because now, why does everyone want to smell like Santal 33? Because if you ask all the wealthy people in New York, what are you wearing? Santal 33.
Yeah.
And nothing about that involves a self-expression. Nothing about that involves anything other than you are putting your hope that you are perceived of being wealthy,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever that means, successful, powerful, etc. And you're just hoping that you will be perceived that way. But you're lying to yourself because you're not wearing Santal 33. And even if you were, it wouldn't make those things that you think you are presenting to the
It's not going to open the
Agreed.
door of opportunities to you. It's not going to help you find a better job or help you open a business or do whatever it would take to become like a wealthy person, you know?
It's also not a replacement for your personality.
Yes.
That's absolutely true.
But
And that's mostly to the
I
gentlemen
think
out there.
that if you could put yourself in the mindset enough and try to put that out into the world and do the things like you did that much research, like, okay, yeah, they smell like this, but you do more than just that. You look at what made them wealthy. Well, first off, I can tell you one thing. They probably made a list every day, and they try to go through that list and try to complete as many of those things on that list.
Brian's
And
cracking
hey.
me up.
Wait, I haven't read it. Was
I'm wearing Nautica Voyage to Sun Explorer and nothing else. And you're probably going to get a compliment about, ooh, which perfume
He's
is
probably
that?
going to get kicked out if he wears nothing else. But
Well, actually,
also, nothing less
Might
than
be
100,
encouraged
Brian.
in some
Remember
parts of
that.
Manhattan.
I'll tell you the truth, Brian. No one's probably going to even smell you.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. Because when you go there, there's so much going on there.
So much
You're spraying
ventilation
so
going.
much stuff. No one
imagine.
smells.
How is your nose not cooked from just stepping into the room?
I don't.
It
I
might
don't
be.
wear anything when I go there. I don't wear anything. There's no
Makes
point to it.
sense.
There is absolutely no point to wearing any sort of fragrance when you go to those conventions because
It's
you're
gonna get in
going.
the way, right?
Yeah, it's just like you don't smell it. You're gonna smell like what the 1,000 other things that you sprayed inside the place. So,
Dude, I'm telling you, Brian, nothing less than 100. Bring 3 200 mLs. Nautica Voyage.
you got to waste a half a bottle each day.
Well, this has been an excellent discussion, y'all. I definitely think we should come back for a part 2 sometime.
I didn't
Yeah, I
even get
think
to
we
do
could
my most
continue that.
controversial one.
That's why you
Just-
can hold on to it. Hold it in your back pocket.
The antici...
Maybe next week.
Yeah, this doesn't smell like Terdermas, by the way. To me. For me.
For you.
Why were you guys laughing at my LARPing comment? Live
I
action
just-
role playing is something that I
I
would
know.
have done.
I
in high
was
school.
I was laughing because when I think of LARPing, I think of my brother who passed away when he was still living in Ohio. He had a roommate that was into LARPing, and he was really into World War II and like doing LARPing for that. And let's just say he was on the wrong side of that.
That's not the
when his-
LARPing that I'm talking about.
And I just
I'm
thought
talking
of,
about wizards and elves and gnomes.
yeah.
But
No, this was
still
like,
LARPing.
yeah. He had a Panzer Shrek
Yeah.
prop.
Austin?
Yeah, it was very odd.
Austin, you need to smell
The best designer fragrance ever made.
the best designer fragrance ever made.
Yeah.
That might have been my hot take.
Yeah, that might have been. We'll have to come back to it.
I would actually say this is the designer fragrance. Everything about it. Look,
The
they even have the logo on the bottom.
Yeah, the H. See, yeah, the H is there.
Oh, I see that. I never noticed that. Yeah, I don't own any
Just like the
Hermes, actually.
shoes.
Oh yeah, I've seen that like on the sandals.
And if you smelled this and then smelled this, you would probably see the similarities between the two.
The
You know-
surfing goose smells more like Play-Doh to me.
I get why some people say that there's like a gasoline nuance to this. Now that I've sprayed it, what is that?
How it does?
12 times. No, I get it.
14.
The Flint aspect. This is so good. Bye, everybody.
Boom.
Thank you all for joining us. Hope everyone has a good evening.
Yep.
See
Watch
you
the
later.
Rock video.
If you watch this later,
Yes.
come by and hit the like, subscribe, all that stuff. Come back again. We'll be on probably next week with probably some topic or maybe a whole bunch of samples because we have more than enough to show with everybody. Samples.
That's true.
He's got a whole box. This guy's got a whole box over here.
I do.
This guy. So come again.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. See you,
everybody.
Brian. See